Pacho is the only outfield player that played all 90 minutes of Saturday's league win at Angers. 5 of this 11 got a complete rest. Fabian Ruiz is fit but can't get in. Desiree Doué gets the nod over Bradley Barkler again. It is a fully fit squad now. Average age there, under 25. PSG field the 3 youngest players in this semi-final. The referee tonight is actually from the German part of Switzerland. He was put about 140 miles away from Munich. His name is Sandro Scherer, and 37 years of age. He is considerably younger than the Bayern Munich captain that he's about to shake hands with. It has the feel of a final. All the pre-match photographs and the pre-match buzz. Both of the captains, Marquinhos and Manuel Neuer, have enjoyed the thrill of lifting the European Cup. And they're both reaching the stage of life where this might just be their last chance to do so again. Might be. The Bayern Munich 11 shows 2 changes from the quarter-final with Real Madrid. Alphonso Davies starts a Champions League game for the first time this season in preference to Konrad Laimer. Bayern have picked up 1 or 2 injuries in the last week. Serge Gnabry is out for the season, but joins the all-star attack. The other big change is that Vincent Kompany is serving a touchline ban, so his assistant Aaron Danks is in charge.
This match is brought to you by Heineken, UEFA Champions League official partner.
We are 800 miles from Budapest, 800 miles via Munich next Wednesday, and Rob Green, the winners of this semi-final will go to Budapest next month as the favourites, right?
Yeah, and arguably this could be the final. Jamie said it in the studio. This is the game that everyone is waiting for. If you love football, you will love this match.
And even though we're watching Europe's champion team play the beautiful game, the first kick of the ball is an unbeautiful hoof downfield, down and off the field. We'll play the beautiful game in your half, if that's okay. It's the way that PSG always start.
Yeah, and they will press, and both teams will press. See there how high that Paris Saint-Germain line is. Get used to that, because Bayern will do exactly the same. And we can say it's a 4-3-3 versus a 4-2-3-1, but that tells 1% of the story. You go on about the personal battles, Davies against Hakimi, the 2 fullbacks going up against each other, Harry Kane dropping into space, or Dembele drifting. These are endless. It will be 2 teams that press, 2 teams that are aggressive. It'll be a treat.
Curtain up, light the lights. Part 1 of the first semi-final, with the second act to come next Wednesday in Munich, where Paris Saint-Germain won the Champions League for the first time a year ago. A lot of Manchester United speculation buzzing around Luis Enrique at the moment. Coming up 3 years in charge here. He's never stayed any longer than that in a job. But when you look at the age of this PSG team, you can't help but feel that his job here has only just begun.
Yeah, such an exciting project for them. And it's moments like this, you feel that they could get into real gear.
Musiala stealing a march on Pacho. Stanisic. Marquinhos,
What is going on? Too early for this, bro.
Control.
What you see there, Clive, in those 2 moments there, that first ball forward, those balls backwards, those from back into Jonathan Tah safe. Anything going forwards is going to be pressed, they're going to be harried. Expect a lot of transitions in midfield.
Manuel Neuer's first kick of the semi-final is long.
And safe.
He's made a better start than he made against Real Madrid 2 weeks ago. Luis Diaz. Olise, caught in possession by sharp challenge from Zaire Emery. Hakimi will try to run Alphonso Davies back down the field. It'll be a battle of wills down the two flanks.
I think that's why he starts tonight. Just that little instance of that turn of speed that he has against Hakimi. How long he lasts in the game, I'm not sure. If you have a moment's lapse, a touch that's slightly off, you'll get caught.
Alphonso Davies has been working through the gears following 9 months on the sidelines with a serious knee injury. Actually came back in December, but has only played 90 minutes on 2 occasions since then. It is the 11th meeting of these two in a decade. Recent history points to Bayern. They've won on each of their last 3 visits to Parc des Princes. Won their last 5 encounters with PSG in the Champions League. One here already this season in the league phase in November. But I think if we learnt anything from last season, it was that Paris Saint-Germain came steadily to the boil as their campaign progressed. They have just beaten Chelsea and Liverpool home and away, so they're simmering nicely now. Dembele.
What?
Just outnumbered on the edge of the penalty area. Davies carrying the ball out of trouble. Marquinhos is penalised for getting a little too up close and personal with Luis Diaz.
It's interesting just seeing Dembele drifting out wide. We talked about him there, stepping inside, but him and Hakimi almost standing together on the touchline. That fluidity of movement that PSG have. They kind of have positions on the pitch. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the one that's on the team sheet.
And don't forget, Paris Saint-Germain did beat Bayern in Atlanta, Georgia last summer, beat them 2-0 in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. That despite having 2 players sent off in that game. Davies, Stanisic, Olise versus Nuno Mendes will be a highlight of the night. Olise has made the first inroads. Good handling from Safonov.
Really positive from Safonov. Just get a glimpse of him here stepping out. See how high his start position is. He's taking that ball 6 yards out. I think that's almost the width of the whole goal anyway.
Zaire Emery. Tah across to halt the progress of Dembele.
Stick to that dude, boy. Stick to that dude. Father, don't do that.
Good press that from Bayern Munich. Musiala wins the ball. Pavlovic forced back.
You see that Bayern are a little bit happier to go forwards quickly, to hit that long pass a little bit earlier. They're almost inviting it when PSG have the ball, say hit that long ball. Bayern, with Neuer, with Tah, they'll just hit it. They won't worry too much about losing the ball.
Yeah, Harry Kane, rather like Ousmane Dembele, will drop into deeper positions, but he's a more established target man for that long-range service. Kvaratskhelia.
Nobody's the captain. Captain is dead, brother.
Nuno Mendes had 20 minutes on Saturday, his first action since he was injured in the first half at Liverpool 2 weeks ago. He was a slight doubt, so too was Vitinha here, who's been nursing an Achilles injury.
You can see Kvaratskhelia on the bottom of your screen. It's been ignored almost until when the ball gets over here.
Doué. Zaire Emery. Here is Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia.
Oh!
Runs away from Elise.
What did he just done to Elise?
Doué.
Kvaratskhelia, Doué.
Cut out well by Pavlovic. It's good from Kane.
This should be the final of this Champions League. This should be the final.
Pavlovic, who will be 22 this coming Sunday. He plays like he's 32. There's so much maturity
So it won't look like
about his football. No two players have seen more of the ball during this Champions League run than Alex Pavlovic and Vitinha. There is Aaron Danks, 42-year-old Englishman, stepping out of the shadows and into the range of the big lens. Vincent Kompany says he's usually the more vocal member of the coaching partnership.
I feel he's going to have to be quite vocal tonight over this atmosphere.
He has trod the touchline beat before as a stopgap between managers at Aston Villa 3.5 years ago for 2 games. He won the first 4-0 and lost the second 4-0. There is his boss. I mean, permitted to travel to the stadium with his players, but then to have no contact with the team from arrival, no telephone contact with his coaching staff either. Musiala. Pavlovic.
There's your centre-back, Jonathan Tah, just playing it backwards, trotting back. You can see how tight the Bayern are. They're happy to stay narrow at times. You can see the front three there, all within touching distance almost. Does create space elsewhere.
Elise. Upamecano. Kvaratskhelia all over him like a rash.
Yeah, that was talking about. He's just delayed for a fraction.
There's that longer one. Luis Diaz has laid it off to Musiala. Here's Kane. He was just clipped there. Painfully so by Zaire Emery.
It's been real pain, Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He has had a history of problems with his ankles and just on the top of the foot. Painful nonetheless.
Bayern Munich have said they're ready to talk about a new deal with Harry Kane, who'll turn 33 this summer. Joshua Kimmich was talking in the build-up to this game about Kane's special mentality. I think his character, as much as anything, has made a real impression on the club and on his teammates. Kimmich standing over the ball.
Come on. Let's go.
It's almost too central, really. Got to try and find an angle, and he does that by feeding Elise.
What kind of free kick is this?
He's got away from Zaire Emery, but not from Desiree Doué.
You can't go dribble once you want.
It's well defended in the end by PSG. You just think Bayern to be happy with that 1v1 out there with Elise. Get it out there. Make some magic. They're doing well, but just wonder when they're in this corner and they do try to play out. Yeah, I know it's PSG. I know they're wonderful. They are dicing with it with this press.
Oh, that's loose from Stanisic. Dembele. Pavlovic got to him and got the ball cleanly.
Come on. Nicely done.
Kimmich to Musiala and now Luis Diaz.
There's
a body check from Marquinhos, and that's going to be a yellow card for the PSG captain. Knew what he was doing.
Yeah, no surprise with that. Might look innocent now. Saying you watch, you look for the other one, you look at the penalty. That's all his complaints are about. No real complaints about this.
Now this is a problem for you.
well recovered at the other end by Pavlovic. A well-judged tackle in here. Just had to wait and bide his time and get his feet right. Get that touch first.
It wasn't a convincing challenge, but I think it was as clean as it could be from that angle. I think he certainly got maybe a heel on the ball first.
I think he was more worried about getting a touch on Dembele as much as getting a touch on the ball. This is a similar free kick position to what was before. Elise's free again. Just watch Stanisic, the Bayern player on the outside, block off here. Zaire Emery, it'll be just waving to Elise to come in.
Number 44 in red. Kimmich takes in towards Kane, and it's taken out by Vitinha at the expense of a corner kick to Bayern Munich.
He's looking, waiting just to get that touch back across. Well read by PSG because he's got a wonderful weight on his crossing, on his passing.
Bayern scored from an in-swinging corner against Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago. Kimmich took that one, takes it again towards the same head than of Pavlovic, but dealt with this time by Matvei Safonov. Davis has taken a bit of a chance here. The second touch was better than his first. But talking about taking a chance, all of these players have the confidence to take risks with the ball. And look at the way they've worked this for Stanisic. It was almost too good for the supporting players. They couldn't get up with him.
Well, it was Elise dropping in, and he knew the hole was there because he wasn't there anymore. The problem was, as you say, Clive, nor was anyone else, but in the blink of an eye, these teams could turn it on.
Game number 50 of the season for both clubs. Bayern beaten just twice, unbeaten in 19. They've won their last 9. Won the German title again 9 days ago.
Let's go. Oh,
yes. Found Dembele, who's left it for Zaire Emery.
From there?
Scalia, who's really driven, and Davis was the one who got ahead to it. Look at Luis Diaz carrying the fight the other way. He's going it alone, maybe. Cavalry is arriving.
Boy, what are you doing?
Elise. Kane. Game stretched. Space for Kimmich. Trying to feed it in. Luis Diaz. Now did Pacho get to it? No. Penalty. Brilliant Pacho. Reached out and got more of Luis Diaz.
Man, bro. What's going on? I'm having a bad network today.
Doesn't get any of the ball. Luis Diaz takes a touch out and then steps across just to make sure his contact. Second movement, there's contact, not the first. That's where the penalty is. It's the first tackle. He might get a touch the second time round. He knew it. Referee Sherrod knew it as well. End-to-end stuff.
Now, back in December in Qatar, in the FIFA Intercontinental Cup final, Matvei Safonov saved 4 out of 5 Flamengo penalties in the shootout that decided that. Harry Kane is 16 out of 18 this season for club and country. Hasn't taken one for 6 weeks. But he's a man who scored more than 100 penalties, including one in a Champions League semi-final 2 years ago. He's taken a couple in European Championship semi-finals for England. And it will be Kane versus Safonov to see if Bayern Munich can strike first here tonight.
Safonov has got to stand and wait for the pause of Harry Kane. He's got to make sure he just doesn't go too early.
Kane versus Safonov. It's another from that Harry Kane sprint catalogue. He just scores to order, goals to go. He's found the net in each of his last 8 games now. He's never had a better run, never had a better season. Season teeming with goals, 54 in all, 13 in the Champions League. He scored in 6 games in a row in this competition. There aren't many certainties in life, but Harry Kane guarantees goals.
Oh, so reliable and oh, so composed. Safanov did wait. He waited as long as he could. Harry Kane said, "I'll tell you what, I'll just pick my spot and put it away." And it's advantage Bayern.
He's only failed to score once in any game in the last 3 months. He scored in 8 consecutive club games for the first time in his career last autumn, and he's done it again. Scored in 15 of his last 16 appearances. 54 in 46 for Bayern this season. And now just 2 behind Kylian Mbappe as leading scorer in this competition.
It all stemmed from a PSG attack, didn't it? And that breakaway we're talking about, the 2 teams in transition when they're most dangerous.
William Pasha, who was actually sent off in Atlanta when he faced Bayern Munich in the Club World Cup in July for a high lunge at Leon Goretzka. Had another stab at winning the ball there in a perilous position, and he didn't get it.
You can see why he felt he had to make the challenge. A little combination play. Diaz was about to shoot, took another touch, and that's where his downfall was.
Musiala has won the ball cleanly. It's Harry Kane. It's Michael Olise. Somehow Safanov and Marquinhos combine to keep him out. Goal was yawning there for Olise to double the money for Bayern Munich.
1v1.
Big moment.
Big moment and a big save. And it is that winning the ball back high, that transition, wonderful vision. Just that touch wasn't out of his feet as much as he'd have liked. That allowed Safanov to shut down the angle because it was a little bit narrower than if he'd got the ball out of his feet. What a start that would have been for Bayern. 2 up in 20 minutes.
It was a good stop and an important clearance, but I think looking back, Michael Olise will feel he should have left neither goalkeeper nor captain with any chance.
It's a glorious chance in terms of the man and his ability, Olise.
Kane, Bayern are rampant. Stanisic. Little flick from Olise this time. Musiala with the control. Luis Diaz with the ball. Full cut behind Davies, who is forward.
You know, why is Marvin fucking bad man?
Pace. Vitinha. Doué. Stepped through the first challenge from Pavlovic, but not the second from Davies.
I just saw for the first time there, PSG, I think for as long as I can remember, not getting forward in numbers, and you feel they're just trying to steady themselves a little bit. Not often you see it, not often you say it. They were rocking for a moment.
Whereas by contrast, Bayern Munich are showing no signs whatsoever of trying to consolidate the one-goal advantage they've got. They want to add to it.
Always
Came down again.
Another one again. In the space of 21
minutes, was tailed all the way by William Pacho.
Lost the boot in the mix as well, and this was the chance. And from that angle, that much of the goal missing. That's a poor finish, isn't it? It's a poor touch. They've got more of the goal to hit than the goalkeeper. It's not even a clean strike.
He scored another of those boomerang goals on Saturday in Angers. He seems to score the same goal over and over again. Michael Olise capped his performance in the quarter-final with that brilliant late fourth. Having had a difficult night against Ferland Mendy, but Elise had the final word then. A more difficult night, shall I say. Kane's okay. Elise's got the better of Mendy here. Away by Pacho.
Boy, just missing everything.
It's all a little desperate back there for PSG. But this changes things.
Dembele had the chance. Dembele. What a miss!
Miles wide.
Bro!
And we've seen Elise with a big chance squander it at one end, and
Dembele
Dembele with an even bigger chance at the other end.
Bro!
Missed by a distance.
Bro!
It's a horrible finish.
Bro! What
All
a
the time
miss!
to compose, and I think he's watching
What
Neuer just
a
for too
miss.
long. Who does well, because you're feeling Neuer might come out, might rush him, but no, he stands and waits and says, pick your spot, and he fluffs his lines.
Man, everybody are just missing chances. Dembele missing everybody.
Zaire Emery.
You've seen from all the wonderful football that these two teams have, how few passes it takes to get through. That was one pass. Before it was two for Elise. It's just winning the ball back and going for the jugular.
Marquinhos. Hakimi.
This will be the final of the Champions League.
PSG have won 8 of their last 9 games. Got a 6-point lead again in the French
Oh,
league.
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
Dembele.
There's no doubting that he'll find the net. So
How
accurate.
you do it?
One step inside to open up the
That's
target.
how you do it. Bro,
And then the most
bro.
cutting the shots,
That's what Dembele
clipping
wanted
the
to
inside
do.
of the
It
post.
didn't go well. Now
And equalising on the
he's
night.
showing you, boy, this is how to do it. You
Fabulous
coil it.
finish by
This is how to coil
Kvaratskhelia.
it.
9 Champions League goals this
Not
season.
that what you were doing.
Fabulous response as well.
Learn.
And
Look
once
at
he
it.
had Stanisic
Exact same
tracking back, he
position.
knew he was in
Look,
trouble. That
look.
little shuffle
That's
of
how
the
to
feet.
coil it.
Stanisic just loses his balance for a fraction of a second. And it's half a yard, it's half a step, it's just
That's
to
how you
get
do
that
it.
ball a fraction
How the
out of
game
his
is
feet.
won.
That
Let's
second
go,
touch,
let's
that's
go,
all
let's
he
go.
needs. And then it's unerring. The accuracy, it is perfect. You don't have to smash him, you just have to roll it, place it. It's a brilliant, brilliant moment for him.
Dembele just missed
6 of those 9 Champions League goals now in the knockout rounds. 6 in his last 6 games in this competition. 5 in his last 4 Champions League matches here at Parc des Princes. He ran round the Liverpool goal. The first of the quarter-final here. He turned the round of 16 tie against Chelsea off the bench with 2 late goals, then got one in the return leg in London too. But there was just such a tidiness about his finish. You just sensed that he wasn't going to do what Elise and Dembele had done before him. An executioner at work.
It really was a stark contrast, wasn't it? Thierry Henry talked about the way that PSG learned how to win. Well, a lot of it is down to him. A lot of it is down to his form and his goals.
17 for the season now for Kvaratskhelia. And we're back where we started after 26 breathless minutes. I told you it wouldn't be dull. Pacho who'll be feeling a lot better. Lovely ball from Kane. Luis Diaz against Marquinhos.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Pass. Not too much. Always pass.
Header away by Nuno Mendes, kept alive by Elise. Stanisic with a heavy touch.
Don't do too
Terrific
much.
from Kvaratskhelia again. Zaire Emery.
What are you doing?
PSG recharged. Desiree
He's
Doué,
very angry now.
blocked by Pavlovic.
pressing and everything. Now PSG take over.
There's just no break in the game.
It's breathless, isn't it? It is so end-to-end. Just two teams so open.
We're less than half an hour in to at least 3 hours of this.
Come on, come on.
Musiala. Dewey got back there. It's a strange thing, but 6 times in the last 8 years, the team that scored the first goal of a Champions League semi-final has failed to reach the final. Happened to PSG against Manchester City in 2021, and it happened to Bayern against Real Madrid in 2018. This semi-final will not finish 1-1. Hakimi. Nicely fielded by Manuel Neuer.
I feel that chance for Michael Elise, the start that Bayern had, the chances that they were creating and the way PSG were was as good as Bayern could have had it in the opening 20 minutes, and yet here we are. They're level again. They themselves, after saying PSG were rocking a little bit, Bayern themselves now just feel have to regroup and just get shape and steady themselves for the next 15.
These are the two most prolific scoring teams in the Champions League this season. Bayern 39 goals in 13 games now, PSG 39 in 15. PSG were actually the last team to stop Bayern scoring in that Club World Cup game back last July. That Bayern penalty is the first Champions League goal that they have conceded since March the 11th. They went some 327 minutes without scoring, without conceding. And none of those against Bayern. Bayern are actually averaging 3.4 goals per game this season. That's insane.
Yeah, it's incredible how no one has managed to find an answer to stop them.
Just got to outscore them. Kvaratskhelia gets it back from Joao Neves. Marquinhos. Hakimi. Dembele. Well, appeals for a handball, but it was blasted from about a yard away. Nuno Mendes, still rising.
What are you playing?
Yeah. Well, there has been a VAR check, and this is not deliberate handball. No.
Might just about hit Pavlovic on the arm at some point, but that's about as close as you're going to get. A slight bit of a breather for him and for Bayern.
And for us.
The Arsenal, PSG, or Arsenal with Bayern Munich, or Atletico Madrid with Bayern Munich, or Atletico Madrid with PSG. What the fuck is wrong with my network today?
It's interesting that he's barely played out from the back in comparison to what they're used to, Bayern.
Elise just got the better of Nuno Mendes at the moment. And of Marquinhos, still Elise.
What?
Oh, somehow it hit the woodwork.
Another miss.
And fell for Safanov. Elise almost dribbled it into the net.
There's almost all his
Now
own work,
wake up.
and he has got magic in his toes. Marquinhos knew he couldn't make the challenge, and from there, just trying to find his teammate.
Doué, meanwhile, going
Doué.
it alone. Desiree Doué! You just cannot take your eyes off this for a split second.
In the blink of an eye, hits down the other end, and it's just a drag of a shot. from Doué himself.
Oh.
He's off the toe. He's right. He's appealing for a corner. He's got it. That was on target, and it's just a vital little touch off Tar.
Oh, PSG is going to keep Bayern Munich.
Dembele will take the corner.
PSG is going to condemn Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has a lot of chances. They didn't make use of it.
Flick
Now,
on by
what can
Marquez.
you
Oh,
say?
it's João Neves.
What can you say? João Neves.
He's just about
João
to...
Neves.
Awesome!
What the hell is wrong with this network today?
But he
Why you
connects
gonna
with
do me
his
like
head.
Are you
And
going to do me like
PSG,
this, boy?
who were
Why are you
behind.
going to do me like this? You see, when
Oh, no,
you
in
have
front.
chances in football, make use of your
João
chances.
Neves.
At the beginning of this game, Bayern
They just
Munich
didn't pick him up.
created a lot of chances, but too many misses. Now,
Scored
PSG is
against
up.
Bayern
What can you
in the
do?
league
There's
phase
nothing
back
you can
here
do
in
again.
November. And has scored
Maybe
against
this
them again
time out,
tonight.
this Champions League will be PSG.
That's a
Arsenal,
fantastic
or
run on the penalty
PSG.
spot. Just goes, get across the near post. There's Musiala up against him, just gets a yard, and it's a
After that
wonderful
one
header,
goal lead from Bayern,
glancing
PSG
header,
just lifted up.
and you've got to get it
Now,
perfect against Neuer, and he
PSG
does.
is a beast now.
What a turnaround, what a leap, and what a header.
Bro,
Gone 22 games without a goal since November. August.
That's what you get
Two
from
Champions
missing
League goals this
chances.
season. Both past him.
Don't look sad. Don't look sad. You have the chance to miss it, so don't look sad.
They were behind for 7
PSG
minutes.
is bad. PSG is bad.
And 9
What
minutes
you gonna
after
do now?
equalising, Paris Saint-Germain are in front. But here's
Olise.
Michael Olise. You know, Mendes got to that.
Oh,
Doué,
God,
brilliant.
that's
Vitinha, early.
Oh, Dembele
Dembele,
again.
not quite
Dembele.
clear. Upamecano's caught up
Dembele.
with him. Still
Bro.
Dembele, and Upamecano made the challenge.
Damn.
Does really well up in
Bro,
Upamecano.
what's wrong with you today?
Jonathan Tah went down early, and just thinking, twisting and turning, does so well to keep his composure and his balance, just to make the block at the vital time.
Those two grew up together, childhood friends from the same town in Normandy, 50 miles west of here. Born just over a year apart in Évreux, Dembele and Upamecano, a town of only 50,000 inhabitants. They played in a World Cup final together, and here they are in opposition in a Champions League semi-final. And a lovely touch. The pair of them got together and arranged for a bus to bring some youngsters from Évreux here to see the game tonight. They've known each other since they were half their size. Now,
Kind of sorry for
another key moment in this pulsating semi-final.
After the first goal, PSG on the agenda.
We're going long again. Finds a way through to Kane.
Come on.
Now Jamal Musiala, it's 4 against 4 here.
Come on.
Luis Diaz,
Can't you shoot from there? What's
cut
going
back to
Olise.
Musiala.
What?
Well, he had the opportunity really. He decided to pass it towards Olise rather than to him. Davies thought about that, didn't he? Pavlovic. Davies might have a crack now.
What's wrong with these people?
Stopped by Marquinhos. Probably wishes he had shot. Instead, the counter-attack comes from Hakimi. And here's Dembele again. And that's early for Doué. It's Desiree Doué.
What a miss again! What?
It's only 2-1.
What's going on today?
Only.
And it should be more. This is the tougher of the two chances.
Bro.
It's tight for the offside, but from that angle, knowing,
Hey.
stepping over the ball, he knows he's going to have to find that corner. I think he's just a bit too desperate. But what a waste from Musiala. Just shoot.
That was a waste. You didn't need
What a
to
game.
pass. Look at you. Look at the goalpost.
What a treat.
Just shoot. You have to pass again the 18 boss.
Elise, I think was as surprised as anybody when
Jamie.
Musiala tried to pass to him.
Where is this going to win this game? Look like Bayern Munich. I don't know if they are in a confused state or I
Pavlovic.
don't know. Everybody is off.
Elise,
Look at the chances Olise missed. Now look at the chance Musiala missed.
turned by Stanisic across the face of goal and away by João Neves.
Oh!
Oh, fantastic from Nuno Mendes.
Mendes want to
Turning
frustrate
defence into attack immediately.
Olise. Ooh. Hey.
This is an exhibition.
It's an incredible game of football that
Incredible.
Peter Schmeichel said before the game.
You see,
The goalkeepers are going to have to play well, or else it's going to be 7-7. Well, they've not barely made a save, and it's just been incredible to think that it's just been down to the players' lack of finishing, that it's only 2-1.
Bayern were good from the beginning. I don't know what happened. Like they just switch off the line. Then the dark man.
João Neves. Kvaratskhelia
Oh, nicely done.
taking Stanisic for a run. Stanisic caught up with him eventually. One Kvaratskhelia is clutching his hamstring.
We're doing nothing again.
On by Elise,
that's
and
pass
suddenly
from Olise.
Stanisic is
You have
free.
to
He's
score
got
this
Luis
goal.
Diaz with him.
That's
It's
good.
Joseph
What the
Stanisic.
fuck is wrong with these
And across
people?
comes Hakimi to make an
Stop
important
looking for
intervention.
penalty. Play football.
I don't think if Stanisic is hurt or heartbroken. Nuno Mendes, who hadn't got back from the previous attack.
His body's everywhere. Shape's completely gone. There's players at both ends of the pitch. Kvaratskhelia just got up. Stanisic has just got up.
They don't know
We
what
can
to
have
do
a breather,
again.
because that penalty
Wow, they all
appeal has been
confused
waved
today.
away
What's
as
going
well.
on? You walk on the hardest part, build up. When you get to the 18th box, everybody's just confused. Nobody knows how
Just
to play
incessant
direct ball.
attacking
They just want
intent.
to pass. Bro,
There is not a pragmatic bone in the body of anybody out there. Olise.
can't take it. You pass back. Always passing back.
Luis Diaz.
How is this better than Yamal? You can't even take one person.
Stole a march on Hakimi briefly.
Yamal, 3 people, 4 people will be there, no level. We'll collect all of them.
It's a game that's being played in top gear.
This is all 20 outfield players on the pitch. Is that how tight it is? That's how good you've got to be just to get half a step in on this game.
Olise.
Oh, yeah.
Luis Diaz turning.
Oh, yeah.
Stanisic. Luis Diaz.
Shoot
Kvaratskhelia
it.
back there with the intervention.
Okay.
Coutinho away, but only as far as Tar. Score could be anything.
Just
Olise.
shoot from there.
Ah, shoot.
You see? You shoot now.
Oh,
Did you
by
die?
himself.
You die where you shoot.
How on earth do you stop Michael Olise?
Dribble. You die now where
If he's
you
not
shoot.
scoring goals,
You
he's
die.
creating them, but he's scoring more and more. And most
the
of them,
game
it
is for.
seems, are works of art. The Olise collection.
You're already in a 3-yard box. What do you need?
20 for the
a game?
season. He scored 20 in his first season too. He's a match winner, a game changer. He quite literally scores for fun.
It's just impossible to stop.
That's it.
The speed of his feet, and then the power. It's not far from Safanov, the goalkeeper, but it's just through him. It's just a thunderbolt of a strike.
Game on.
Once he got that yard of space on the edge of the D, there was no stopping Michael Olise.
An artist at work, masterpiece after masterpiece.
This game should have been the final. What
But
are we
done with
doing?
an impish
Playing this in semi-final.
mischief.
This should be the final.
Football's just a plaything to him. It's almost a
He's going
hobby,
to play the final.
something to enjoy. And this game, this match, this semi-final is a joy. It's 2-2.
Come on.
Bayern have led, Paris have led,
Fucked up, man.
but
Boy,
now
you fucked
approaching
up,
half-time.
You fucked up.
It's all square.
Who's going to win it, Clive?
It's
I don't think we're going to know for at least a week.
This has been an impossible game to call. It's just been end-to-end, fully charged, two teams at the top of their game. It's been an absolute joy.
It's the dare to win that is absolutely inherent in both of these teams. Olise encapsulates that. 4 goals in his last 6 appearances now. Sealed the deal with the late 4th in the quarter-final 2 weeks ago. 20 for the season again.
You have to stay there and keep dribbling. You want to dribble the keeper, enter goal.
You'll need a break.
I just feel that there's 2 teams in their hotel, the team hotels, watching this, about to play tomorrow, thinking we've got to play either of these in the final.
Olise. Nuno Mendes has done as well as he can. Just used a little bit of muscle as much as anything in an attempt to find a solution to the Olise problem.
I'm sure I've seen him stretched and pushed and pulled in a half of football like this before. Nuno Mendes.
Good control under pressure from Kvaratskhelia. You take it for granted.
This is a better first half.
The ability to bring a high hanging pass under your spell, under pressure.
The balance game. Second half. Oh, be a backup survivor.
Referee's about to make himself very unpopular because he's going to blow his whistle in a minute and he's going to stop this for a while. Shouldn't be allowed.
I think he needs a breather like everyone else. I think he's made the one big call he's had. And the penalty, he got that right.
And sometimes after a half like this, you fear that the teams will go into the dressing room and the coaches will say, enough of that, guys, come on. We need to be a little bit more careful in what we do. I don't think that's going to happen here. Dembele, nothing careful about him.
Bro, what's going on with
Zaire Emery lets it run to Hakimi. Here's Vitinha. Zaire Emery. Hakimi and Tar had to get to that corner kick. 1 added minute.
Just needed that run across the near post. Wasn't there, but Hakimi again stretching. I feel that Stanisic on the right struggled against Kvaratskhelia. Hakimi bombing on has been the problem on the right, on the PSG right.
Paris Saint-Germain have scored from their only corner in the game so far. Dembele, little flick on by Doué. Nuno Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. Dembele. Charged down by Davies. You can see the appeals for handball. Kvaratskhelia, though. Saved by Neuer. His assistant had a very good view of that and was on move. It is being checked. The last activity of the half will be a VAR check. Carlos Del Cerro Grande, Spanish referee, who might just take a long look at that because the hand's out and away from the body.
Yeah, he's had it behind his back, it's off his thigh. I think that might just save Alphonso Davies. It is out. I think it just flicks off his thigh. That would be the only thing that saves him here.
That's the penalty, bro. That's the penalty. Don't lie.
I should just add at this moment that Paris Saint-Germain scored 2 of their last 6 penalty kicks.
Bro, you fucked up.
6 different
You
takers.
had that before the
So
ball.
Marquinhos,
After the ball,
if
you
he
raise
gets
hand.
the award, has got
Bro,
to find somebody
that's a penalty.
who can convert it. Alphonso
Bro, you
Davies
fucked
holds
up,
his breath.
It's a pen. Make it
The only
fast.
thing that could stop this game was a VAR check. I think Davies is going to be penalised here. It is going to be a Paris. No, he's going to look
Going to
himself.
have a yellow card
He's going to
and
check
a
himself.
penalty. Bro,
Hasn't quite got the black
the last
cap on
seconds
yet.
of the first half, last second.
But when they're sent to the screen, they usually come away with a change of mind.
You can see it just flick off his thigh. If it
Yeah,
went
he
straight
opened
on,
his hand when the ball was coming. That's the problem. Before the ball, his hand was.
this is
in
down
natural
to
position. That
his
was- But when
interpretation.
they played the ball, he opened hand.
I'm not sure.
Penalty.
Yellow card.
Right, Nuno Mendes and Kavica Kvaratskhelia have scored in recent weeks. Kvaratskhelia a week ago against Nantes. But I repeat, PSG have scored just 2 of their last 6 penalties. I feel for him a bit.
Yeah. Once the arm comes out, you're in trouble.
I think Kvaratskhelia is going to take responsibility again. He went low to the goalkeeper's left against Nantes a week ago, and the keeper almost got to it. In total, PSG have missed 9 penalties this season, including shootouts, which is amazing when you remember the efficiency of their penalty taking in the round of 16 shootout at Liverpool last season. Well, they've lost their way to goal from 12 yards.
He has been the most convincing out of the 6 to take one. Put it away well, but this has been a long wait now. It's been more than 2-3 minutes just waiting for the decision.
And in a semi-final of this competition 14 years ago, Manuel Neuer's save from Cristiano Ronaldo and Kaká. Well, it's going to be Dembele.
Dembele with the pen. You can't catch Dembele pen. So,
Usman
that's the way they
Dembele,
use
oh,
left
through
and
the
right.
hands of
Play
Neuer.
football, take
But
pen,
Paris
left,
Saint-Germain
right.
will take a lead into the break at the end of an exhausting, exhilarating half of football. Dembele, whose 2 goals laid at Anfield 2 weeks ago, wrapped up the quarter-final, is the man who has given PSG the edge at quarter-time in the semi-final. What a half.
Go back before they play ball. They play ball. You can't raise hands. You don't understand the...
Well, it's been a 5-goal thriller, and we're only a quarter of the way through. Dembele hits this confidently enough that Neuer, going the right way, just can't get there. It was a controversial call at the end of the half. Bayern feel aggrieved about, but it's been a spectacular first half.
I think if Bayern Munich can prove that the ball came first off the trunk of Alphonso Davies and onto his hand, then they really do have a cause for complaint. But we have got nothing to complain about. As onlookers, it has been as good as we hoped it would be.
It's kind of shaky. Yeah, we'll go again, you see. As you can see, network is back. So, see you in a bit. Don't go nowhere. Just hold on. I'll be back for the second half. You get me.